Coming up today on Desert Living, Melanie of State Farm Melanie Gross Agency is here to give you some peace of mind while your kids are away at school. Barry Shefferstein from Turf Store Direct is back with a great solution for surviving the drought. Dale Harold from Desert Hyperbaric Medicine is here to tell us about this special healing treatment. Nicole Popper from Palm Desert Area Chamber of Commerce is back with Dr. Tony J. Miele of Sovereign Health to talk about the importance of treatment programs. And our very own Gina Lamont gives us some history about two of the biggest game shows that made the switch to our KMIR team in our desert's past.
Welcome to Desert Living, where we connect you with everything that makes the Coachella Valley a wonderful place to live. Desert Living starts now. Here's Brian Gallo.
All right, it's that time of year again. Kids are out of the house and heading back to school. Melanie Gross, owner of State Farm Melanie Gross Agency, is here to make sure your kids are covered. Welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so this is a mouthful. Back to school, college, do the rest.
Survival insurance tips.
So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the first. As far as driving goes and insurance, do you turn your insurance off? Do you turn it on? How does this work?
Well, this time of year we get lots of phone calls. Summer's over with, kids are back in school or headed off to college. And for the kids that are headed back to school, many of them have been working over the summer months on their driving skills and taking, classes to be able to study for their exam and get a driver's license. And so a lot of parents don't realize that there's some things that they must do. The first thing would be to contact their insurance company. Many carriers require that the child be added on when they just get a permit, and other companies like State Farm requires that they only have a driver's license.
Gotcha.
So there's some additional costs involved.
Okay.
It's important that this time of year is a great time of year for people with children to meet with their insurance agent and discuss their specific needs and changes. Okay. So a lot of people don't realize there's things that they need to do and conversations that they should have with their insurance agent. For the college kids, many college students don't take the vehicles with them, and there's some opportunities for discounts there as long as they're over 100 miles away from their school. I'm sorry, their home.
From home, gotcha.
Right, their school is 100 miles away.
So if a student is 100 miles away or farther, they'll get a break on their monthly insurance rate.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah. Could be 20, 30% off of their insurance premiums.
Okay.
Yep.
Tell me about a newly licensed driver and the importance of insurance when it comes to that.
Well, with a newly licensed driver, I think it's important for all parents to reevaluate their coverages and their coverage limits. And that's primarily because the percentage of new drivers that have accidents is very high. So most children have very severe accidents as their newly licensed driver.
Right, understandably.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move away from that. Let's talk about some other things that could be covered as far as insurance goes. I believe electronics is one of those?
Yes, electronics.
Stuff we would never have guessed. Give us some insight on that.
Sure. Well, this time of year, parents are buying, from elementary, middle, high school, and college students, they're buying electronics for their children. And a lot of times they forget to update their insurance to properly cover those things. There are, specific limits and, specific amounts of coverage that their policy will cover. And they could be inadequately insured for those purchases.
And we're talking cell phones, laptops,
cameras,
tablets, cameras, anything that has a battery.
There you go. Battery or wheels.
Okay, battery or wheels. I like having you on the show, and I like this because these are things that we just, as the common person, we just don't know this. Who would come to that conclusion, Who can benefit most from working with a licensed insurance agent like yourself?
Well, I'm a real person with a real agency. Anyone can, call, click, or walk in to my agency, and myself and staff are able to have these candid conversations with our policyholders or potential policyholders. A lot of times people don't know where to go. or who to call,
Yeah.
or the right questions to ask. Maybe they don't think they need to ask any questions.
Yeah.
And so
I like you because you put things into layman's. You always have an answer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as a dumb question. I like that. Great. Folks, if you want to stop by Melanie's agency in Palm Desert, I definitely encourage you to do so. Give her a call or check out her website, insuranceisgross.com. Big thanks to Melanie for being here today, and a big thanks to you. We'll see you after the break.
Fall in love with storks. KMIR teams up with Warner Brothers Pictures for exclusive advanced screening of this animated adventure. Pick up your tickets at the Old Spaghetti Factory in Rancho Mirage on Friday the 16th from noon to 2 p.m. or until tickets are gone. Storks opens nationwide on September 23rd, but our screening is on Tuesday the 20th at 7:30 p.m. at Regal Rancho Mirage 16. I'm Manny the Movie Guy. Fly to the Old Spaghetti Factory in Rancho Mirage and pick up your Storks tickets.
The show at Agua Caliente Casino Resort Spa and KMIR teaming up. Win VIP experiences that you won't find anywhere else. The show is the place, and KMIR is the station for you to be a winner. Check out the lineup of great acts coming to the show. Enjoy the show.
Correcting vision with absolute precision. Moloscus Eye Institute is the premier LASIK practice in the Coachella Valley. Our safe, careful, comfortable process will help you see your best. Utilizing custom 100% bladeless technology, most patients return to normal life the next day. Moloscus is affordable, zero down, 0% financing up to 2 years. Trust your vision to Moloscus Eye Institute. You will see. Call 1-800-NEW-EYES today for your free LASIK evaluation. Visit us at deserteyes.com.
Well, if you've been wanting to switch out to artificial grass, but just don't know how and when to do it, Barry Schefferstein, president of Turf Store Direct, joins me again to answer just those questions. How are you?
Doing great, Brian. Thanks
Welcome
for
back to
having
the
me
show.
today.
I love
Great.
having you here.
Yeah,
this is important.
Sure.
You know, this is talk about millennials and Gen X. This is the future. Right here, we're looking at it.
Like you were talking about earlier, drought's an important issue. We get this is a great solution for drought.
Yeah,
it's a great solution to save water.
Yeah.
So.
Let me lead with this because we were talking about this little piece of turf right here.
Right.
And how much water does this save annually?
That little piece of turf will save 4 gallons of water in its lifetime.
In its lifetime.
Yeah. 4 gallons of water. No, excuse me, 4 gallons of water per year.
Per
that
year.
little piece of artificial turf will save.
Gotcha.
So that's a huge savings. You consider, or a bottle of water, 16 bottles of these. I mean, gosh, you could make that with this.
And if I remember correctly, what is it? How long do these turfs last?
15 years.
15 years.
15, 20 years.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
So considering the drought and money saving, come on, this is a no-brainer.
Right.
It really is.
It lasts, it's going to be green, doesn't use any water, there's no fertilizers or chemicals or pesticides or anything like that goes in artificial turf.
Which I think is the best selling point, the fact that there's no junk in there.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Tell me, we just talked about HOAs. This is a big deal for turf.
Sure.
What's going on with the HOAs?
Well, President Brown has just signed August 4th, I believe it was, that all HOAs have to accept artificial turf in installations. They have to accept artificial turf as an option for desert and drought-tolerant landscaping. So where we've had homeowners before that have been pushed away and they said we don't want to allow artificial turf, the HOAs have to allow it now. Yeah. So key thing would be there is staying with a licensed contractor and buying an American-made product.
I love it.
So
I love it.
For sure.
Buying American-made is very important.
Sure.
Very important.
One other thing with artificial turf that I wanted to say, Turf Store is 100% made in the United States. So that means the raw materials are made here, the chemistry and everything along the line. So
I feel like there should be a made in the USA. You brought me this. Can we get a close-up of this? Do you want to tell me about some of these turfs here?
Yeah, so we've got some different, we've got a grid system here, we've got putting greens over in the other area.
Putting green,
yeah.
cool.
So we've got a large close-up with artificial turf. So all these are pet-friendly, obviously. You got a desert landscaping at the bottom corner over there that offers desert or DG and artificial turf in there as well. So,
That's so beautifully done, Barry.
Yeah.
It truly is.
So.
It truly is. Okay, so what is the perfect time to make this switch?
Well, reseeding season is coming up, or overseeding, I should say, season is coming up, so people are going to be scalping their grass. So the option with this is to not scalp your grass and replace with artificial turf for 15 years. So because you're going to, when you scalp the grass, you use all the, you obviously scalp, there's pollutants that go up in the air. There's a lot of fertilizer and chemicals that have to go onto that real grass to make it grow. There's obviously all the water. I was looking through some processes. You have to adjust all your water systems. There's a lot of work associated with reseeding to get that grass to grow up right, and a lot of maintenance involved with that. So artificial turf takes that all away. You don't have the chemicals, you don't have any of the fertilizers that you use constantly in your backyard that your kids play on and your dogs are on all the time. And it lasts, it's beautiful, and it looks green year round.
So the answer is now is the time.
Now's the time, right? Yeah, to answer your question, yes, now's the time.
I like a long answer, but just to reiterate, just so folks know, now is the time. Get on it. You can find Turf Store Direct in Palm Desert. You can give them a call or go online at turfstoredirect.com. Big thanks to Barry Sheffer-Stein, president of Turf Store Direct, for joining us. Appreciate it. We'll see you in just a moment.
Great. Thank you.
Von Miller with the center. Denver Broncos have won Super Bowl 50.
An unprecedented event. Clinton, Trump, back-to-back on one stage, facing questions from our nation's veterans. Who's best equipped to keep America safe? The Commander-in-Chief Forum, tonight at 8, 7 Central on NBC.
I'm often asked what makes Flooring Innovations different. I love that question. Not only do we carry the very best names in carpet, we have 2 showrooms with the most beautiful products for your home. Our selection exceeds your wildest expectations. Tile, hardwood, laminates, and we've just introduced American-made cabinets. Our service is impeccable, our installers are top-notch, and we stand behind every project. I invite you to come find out the Flooring Innovations difference for yourself.
Want quick, quality, efficient indoor air service? Trust Efficient with all your residential and commercial needs. Want sheet metal work done right? With advanced tools, we create custom designs for kitchens, gates, roofs, and ducts. Efficient air conditioning and heating. Like in the NHL, reliable performance is everything. And some lines are meant to be crossed. York delivers breakthrough products that break away from the pack. York, official heating and air conditioning sponsor of the NHL. Presented by Efficient.
Well, if you're looking for a specialized form of treatment that has proven health benefits, our next guest has an option for you that might spark your interest. Dale Harold, Technical Director of Operations at Desert Hyperbaric Medicine, is here to tell us about hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
Hyperbaric oxygen therapy, yes.
Which I've tried.
Yes.
And it was sensational. It was great.
Yes.
It was fantastic. And I didn't mind being in the chamber.
No, it's very relaxing. It's clear.
Yeah.
Watch a movie.
We watched Court TV.
That's right.
It was
That's
fantastic.
always entertaining. You have to have something on that screen to kind of keep you focused.
Oh, yeah. So I'm familiar with hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Let's tell the viewers exactly what it entails.
Yeah. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is a hyperbaric chamber, of course, decompression chamber, where the full body goes in and you breathe 100% oxygen. It's not like the air is any thicker. It works systemically just by you breathing normal. It's supersaturating all the cells, tissue, hemoglobin, everything's being supersaturated with 100% oxygen. And that promotes healing.
So as far as how it works, what is it actually doing to your body?
What it's actually doing is a lot of people get the misconception of I'm going to a decompression chamber, so I'm going to explode.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. It works through the bloodstream, the fusion rate that takes place in the lungs, and distributes the oxygen throughout the whole body by the way of the hemoglobin. What hyperbarics is doing is basically supersaturating all the cells, the hemoglobin, the body spinal fluids, so everything's supersaturated with 100% oxygen. That's what's going to promote healing from the 21% we breathe every day in the life we live.
I'm glad you included that. So on average, in the air that we breathe 21% oxygen.
Oxygen.
And this is 100%
100% oxygen. Under pressure, so it's forcing it into the cells and tissue.
Wow.
And that's why you come out feeling a little better than you did when you went in.
I felt definitely refreshed.
Yeah.
It was nice. I had a
Very
beautiful
nice.
day afterwards.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back. So who is the best candidate? And yeah, what type of patient could benefit from this?
Anyone needing to heal any part of the body that's broken down, needing heal post-procedure, laceration tears, sprains, any surgical procedure, you can benefit from hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Because there's a breakdown in the cells, the tissue, that's a little oxygen starved, and going to a hyperbaric chamber is going to supersaturate that with any part of the injury with 100% oxygen now, and that promotes healing.
Okay, I see. So how can one of them, how could I already have, how could one become a patient?
All they have to do is call the facility. We do an evaluation. We get them set up with our medical director, come in for a consultation, make sure you're a healthy candidate for the pressure and 100% oxygen, which it is a drug because it's such high doses of it and delivered in a hyperbaric chamber. And we get them evaluated and we get them set up on the schedule.
Who would be an unhealthy candidate?
A person that would maybe have major lung issues, certain cancers, if they did certain chemo drugs. There's a list of contraindications that that's why we do the evaluation with our medical director to make sure that they wouldn't fall under any of the contraindications which would prevent them from going to 100% oxygen.
I see. Okay, so some folks it's just not for.
No, it's not for everybody, but it's for a majority of the people.
Okay, vast majority at that.
Yes.
So what insurance does hyperbaric medicine therapy, what do you take? What do you
We
accept?
take Medicare, 99% of all PPOs, the Kaisers, Desert Oasis, that type of deal. A lot of them require a pre-authorization. We get that for the indication they may fall under, and we get them into the chamber, we get them in, and get them set up on the treatment plan.
So almost every insurance provider, not bad at all.
Yes.
All right. Folks, you can find Desert Hyperbaric Medicine in Palm Desert. Give them a call or find them online at deserthyperbaricmedicine.com. Very big thank you to Dale Harold for being here today. Appreciate it. And as always, thank you, and we'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Now through Saturday, October 15th, you're invited to join the United Way of the Desert's 9 weekly walks, Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. The free 5K walks are held in a different Coachella Valley city each week and benefit local nonprofit organizations. The walks are a community health collaboration and lead up to the 31st running of the Palm Springs Aerial Tram Road Challenge and the Desert AIDS Walk on Saturday, October the 22nd. To learn more, please visit unitedwayofthedesert.org. Sponsored by the Desert Sun, Marker Broadcasting, and KMIR-TV.
Correcting vision with absolute precision. Moloscus Eye Institute is the premier LASIK practice in the Coachella Valley. Our safe, careful, comfortable process will help you see your best. Utilizing custom 100% bladeless technology, most patients return to normal life the next day. Moloscus is affordable, zero down, 0% financing up to 2 years. Trust your vision to Moloscus Eye Institute. You will see. Call 1-800-NEW-EYES today for your free LASIK evaluation. Visit us at deserteyes.com.
Nachos de camarón, delicioso.
Fajitas, delicioso.
Coronita Rita, delicioso.
Casablanca Restaurant.
Delicioso!
More investigations mean more answers. Uncovering exclusive stories you won't see anywhere else. You ask, we investigate. Only on KMIR News.
Now, acknowledging that you may have a substance problem or mental health disorder is a first step to recovery. Visiting now at Sovereign Health is the next step, honestly. That's the best place you really do want to go. And I've got, is it Dr. Mealy?
Dr. Mealy.
Okay, Dr. Tony Mealy's here, as well as Nicole Popper. Nicole's with the Palm Desert Area Chamber of Commerce, and you are with Sovereign Health. I always feel like I pronounced that wrong.
Well,
Sovereign?
let me get
Sovereign?
Short O. Short O.
Sovereign. You're so good at it. You should be. Sovereign. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Good to see you.
And good to see you too. I'm getting to you. I got a little tongue-tied there. I get so excited when I have you next to me, you know? Okay, let's jump right in. Do you want to take a minute to talk about the chamber? Or?
Just really quick,
right.
What we're working on is the Business Expo, October 6th. We have about 40 spots left for booths.
Oh, wow.
And we're so proud that Sovereign Health is joining us in that. They're going to be promoting their business, getting their word out there, which is exactly what the businesses need to be doing.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So we're really excited about that.
We're really pleased to be part of that. Thank you, Nicole.
It's a great relationship we have.
And 40 spots left. So, folks, at the end of the segment, you'll find out exactly how to obtain one of those spots.
Yeah.
All right, so on to Sovereign Health we go. So what can you tell us about the logistics of entering treatment programs at Sovereign?
Well, you know, as my colleagues in the past couple of weeks have shared, the opioid epidemic is really spurring a lot of interest in recovery. And accessing Sovereign is fairly easy. You guys are running a trailer phone number right on the screen, and people can just call that. I think what's really important for folks to know is recovery, the process, often includes relapsing. And one of the, I think, advantages of working with Sovereign Health is we have an entire system of care. So if a a fellow or a gal is struggling at one of our locations, rather than just simply discharge them and say, hey, we can't help you anymore, we can offer other sites. And we've done that fairly frequently. Perhaps one site is a little bit too large, maybe they need a smaller site, a site that's more gender specific. So we have a whole continuum of care and options, I think, which really help a number of patients. So, but accessing the service is fairly easy. Just call the number.
That sounds kind of rare. That doesn't sound like a service that's really provided as far as other options.
Brian, I think that's a good observation. I think some of the larger hospital systems, maybe something like the University of Pennsylvania hospital system, University of Colorado, the hospital systems typically have a couple of satellite offices. What's a little bit different from us is that we have a national footprint. We do have some other competitors that also have national footprints. I don't know that they have the same wealth and breadth of services that we have. I know that one of my colleagues shared with you that we have a mental health service as well as a drug and alcohol service, which positions us rather uniquely in the industry. So we have a footprint of 8 or 9 sites across 5 states. Wow. I think we have 4 more coming up this year alone. Yeah, it's a...
like wildfire.
I'll tell you, the thing that's the neatest is, I put a plug in for my CEO. We're founded by a researcher, a brain researcher, and I think that permeates the entire flavor of the organization. We're passionately committed to really helping folks recover at a brain level. We spoke last time about the ability to, manage triggers, not avoid them. And how do you manage triggers? You manage them by training the brain to think differently.
Right, knowing the source. Yeah,
exactly.
I like that. I think it's important that I include that you guys are dual diagnosis.
Yes.
And this is really the future of treatment.
Yep.
I mean, it speaks volumes.
Absolutely. Dual diagnosis with a separate mental health component, as I think Dr. Kinzel spoke last time about our Prime program. So we're starting to specialize because we're realizing that different groups of patients and clients need different types of services based on their own experience and their developmental age, if you will, developmental stage in life.
What I like is that common thread of getting to the brain and realizing the root of the problem.
Absolutely.
And that's been said throughout all of them.
Yeah, I'm glad we're all drinking from the same cooler. But it is really the leitmotif of our organization, making brain change.
Yeah. So, I love having you guys on the show. I think that addiction really affects all of us.
Absolutely.
And personally, this is the place to start. So there's no doubt about it. If you'd like to reach out to Sovereign Health, give them a call or check out their website at sovhealth.com. You can also check out Palm Desert Area Chamber of Commerce. Give them a call or check out their website at pdacc.org. Big thanks to Nicole and Dr. Tony for being here today, and thank you. We'll see you after the break.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, my pleasure.
Dateline Fridays. Don't watch alone.
I'm Dan Ball. Coming up on KMIR News tomorrow morning beginning at 5 a.m. We'll have all of the overnight headlines plus any breaking news. And it's time for our Tech Thursday report. See you tomorrow. Samara.
We'll be warmer and then a little cooler by early next week. We'll have details tomorrow beginning at 5 a.m.
Look for the smiles of real customers who called Planet Solar and save thousands each year on their electric bills. Solar pays for itself fast, especially here in the desert. With our exclusive Solar Freedom program, you own a system that is guaranteed a full 25 years, plus receive thousands back in a tax rebate. So call Planet Solar, the desert's premier solar installer, and go solar for a lot less than you might expect. Then you'll be smiling too, guaranteed.
Desert Air Conditioning was founded in 1954 by our grandfather Les Shaw. His dedication to excellent service at a great price has stood the test of time, and we proudly carry on that tradition. By keeping up with the new systems and technology, Desert Air Conditioning can offer you the latest and efficient air conditioning systems and save you money too. Call today and see why families for decades have chosen and rely on Desert Air Conditioning for all their air conditioning needs.
A family of air, Desert Air, since 1954. Let our family serve your family.
Well, we got 2 big game shows coming to KMIR in no time, but I bet you didn't know. Somebody from our desert, once a resident, was responsible for those shows. Gina Lamont has more.
Longtime La Quinta resident Merv Griffin created and produced two of the longest-running, most successful game shows in TV history.
This is Jeopardy!
Griffin, though, actually credits his wife for coming up with the idea for Jeopardy back in 1964. Griffin said he was mulling over game show ideas when she noted that there hadn't been any successful question and answer shows on the air since the quiz show scandals of the 1950s.
Been the 14 men who have served as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. For $32,000, name any 12 of these 14 men.
She asked, why not do a switch? Give the answers to the contestants and then let them come up with the question. Merv loved the idea and went straight to NBC. They bought it without ever seeing a pilot show. The show, originally titled What's the Question, premiered on NBC March 30th, 1964, hosted by Art Fleming, and lasted for 11 years. Griffin even wrote the 30-second piece of music heard during the show's final Jeopardy round.
The Jeopardy theme is amazing. I wrote it in about 15 minutes. Just sat down at the piano and wrote this simple little folk song.
That theme became the iconic melody for the version of the show now hosted by Alex Trebek.
In 1891, this European said, "Perhaps my factories will put an end to war sooner than your Congresses." 30 seconds, players, good luck. And now we come to Ari. He had 8,800, and his response was, "Who is this handsome gentleman?" Good for you, Ari.
Thank you, Charlie. Oh, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Wheel of Fortune. I'd like to introduce Susan Stafford, our hostess. Come on, Susan.
Merv Griffin also created Wheel of Fortune, which premiered January 6, 1975 with Chuck Woolery and Susan Stafford.
That sound means there are only vowels left in the puzzle. You can't solve one for less than 200, so tell me what it is.
Okay, Mr. Sandman.
You got it.
That version of Wheel had a successful run, but barely escaped cancellation in 1980.
Now, if you would do that one more time for our hostess, here comes Vanna White. Vanna.
But the show became a phenomenon when on September 19, 1983, a nighttime version hit the syndication market with Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
It's $1,600. Who is this person?
Burt Lancaster.
Yes, that's right. Don't mind what I
say. This time around, Merv Griffin composed the show's best-known theme song, Changing Keys, which was used in several variants from then until 2002.
New baby buggy, new baby, new... That... Oh!
Both shows, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, head into their 34th season this year, and now they head to KMIR.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you soon.